Today we are going to start lesson number 7, that is metals and non-metals. So we'll discuss some questions based on previous knowledge. What are the three types in which the elements are generally classified? Yes, the answer is elements are generally classified into three types. They are metals, non-metals and metalloids. Next question. What are the metals and non-metals that we use in everyday life? In our day-to-day life, we use some metals as well as non-metals. The metals such as iron articles we are using, copper, vessels, the next aluminum vessels, etc. And non-metals such as oxygen, which we need for breathing, chlorine for purification of water, carbon, for example in the form of coal, etc. These are the some examples of non-metals. So today now we'll study about metals. Metals such as example gold, silver, copper, iron, etc. Now physical properties of metals. In that first we'll study the property physical state. So under ordinary temperature metals stay in solid state. See, generally the metals are found in solid state. However, metals like mercury and gallium, they are exception which are in liquid state even at room temperature. Where is mercury used? Do you know? Yes, mercury is used in thermometer and gallium is used in various electronic devices. Now second property, that is luster. Luster means what? Shine. See, one simple activity which we are doing at home. Take copper vessels and scrub with lemon and then rinse with water. Then what will happen? Light gets reflected from the cleaned or freshly cut surface of metal and the metal looks lustrous, means shining. See, before scrubbing how it was and after scrubbing how it will shine. This is the difference. Again some examples of lustrous metals, that is shining metals. They are copper, silver, iron, gold. So copper we use for making some vessels. Silver, gold are used for ornaments and iron for making articles. Next property is hardness. Generally metals are hard, not soft. Exception, that is sodium and potassium. So sodium and potassium, they are soft and we can cut them easily with the help of a knife. But other metals we can't cut. Copper, iron, we are not able to cut them. But sodium and potassium can be cut easily. Next property is ductility. So here ductility means what? To draw wire. So when a metal is pulled through a hole, its wire is formed. This property of metal is called ductility. From copper metal, we can get thin wire. Next property is malleability. So malleability means what? When we hammer any metal, we can get thin sheet. That property is called malleability. So take an iron nail, place it on a platform and keep on hammering it. After some time, you will see a thin sheet forming. This property is called malleability of metals. Is it clear? Malleability means we can get thin sheet from metals after hammering. Next property is conduction of heat. So we'll see one simple activity. Take a copper plate, fix some wax at one of its end and heat the other end and observe what happens. What will happen when we give heat to this copper rod? Then this wax which is at another end, it will melt. Why it will melt? Because this copper, it is a metal, and metals, they are good conductors of heat. So they conduct heat from one end to another end. When metal is heated, there is flow of heat from one point to another. This states that metals are good conductors of heat. Silver, copper and aluminium are the best conductors of heat. Next property is conduction of electricity. See the electrical wires which we are using, they are made up of what? Which metal? They are made up of copper and usually aluminium. Metals are good conductors of electricity. But lead is an exception. See, which is neither a good conductor of heat nor a good conductor of electricity. So silver wire, copper wire, these are used in electrical connections because metals are generally good conductors of electricity. Next property is density. What is meant by density? Density is a measure of the amount of matter per unit of volume. See, in solid, they are having high density because the atoms are very close to each other. So, objects more dense than water sink. See the property, that is the objects which are having more density, they are going to sink in water, and the objects which are having low density or less density, they are going to float on water. Metals have high density. Usually metals have high density. Sodium, potassium and lithium are exception, having lower density than water. The density of lithium is only 0.53 gram per cubic centimeter and the density of water is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Means lithium is having low density. Now next, melting point and boiling point. Generally, metals have high melting points and boiling points. First of all, we'll see melting point means what? The temperature at which solid changes into a liquid. That temperature is called as melting point. And generally, metals have high melting points. And boiling point means the liquid is converted into gaseous on giving heat. That is called boiling point. So metals, they are having usually high melting point and high boiling point. Exceptions, that is mercury, gallium, sodium, potassium, they are having low melting and boiling points. Now next property is sonority, means production of sound. See, metals are sonorous, means they can produce sound. So they produce sound on striking. When we strike on metals, they produce sound. So children, the school bell which is in the school hanging, it will produce sound, means that school bell is made up of metal and metals are having property of sonorous. We will have a revise physical properties of metals. That is physical state, solid, liquid or gaseous. Luster, that is shining property. Hardness, ductility means drawing wire. Malleability means making thin sheet. Conduction of heat, conduction of electricity. Density, melting point and boiling point. And last one is sonority, means the production of sound. So the next part, that is the physical properties of non-metals, we'll study in the next video.